Okay folks, here we go again. Another set of demos to kick off. Alright. Right. I wonder how big we're going to make this one. 141.4. So we're going to make this a little bit on the lighter side. Don't know how it's going to look like that. That'll prevent most of the problems we have with curling if we make the image somewhat lighter than normal. Hopefully it won't detract too much from the quality. But then having curling paper can ruin everything if it's really curly. So yeah, so let's see what we've got. We've got here popular mechanics, robots, a new age of bionics, drones and artificial intelligence. Yeah, I look forward to a lot of this stuff, but the thing is I don't like when they abuse it to make people go out of work. This is the page we're photocopying, this picture of a camera. So yeah, this is basically to do with surveillance. So surveillance can be a good thing, but at the same time too much surveillance is not. You know, it's okay to have surveillance, say, in a department store or a supermarket, because not only is it for catching criminals, it can actually prove you innocent. So if you've carried something into the shop and you didn't carry it out with a receipt, and you go back into the shop and you don't have a receipt, but you've got the article that you purchased innocently, well, those cameras can show that you didn't steal the purchase, that you didn't steal it, that it could show that you were paying for it. You've paid for it. So that's the positive side of surveillance, folks. It's not all bad. It can prove you innocent, but it can also be used, it can also be abused as well, like Big Brother is watching. So yeah, we've got to use it in moderation, not go overboard, because sometimes security guards can perv on people, like pink girls wearing mini skirts or skirts that are almost up the crack. You know, that's not acceptable. So that's one example of the abusive side of surveillance. So yeah, it can be good and it can be evil. It's like anything. It's a tool. It must be used properly. It must not be abused. Wondering where the centre of this job is going to be. But yeah, it can be good, and at the same time it can be a pain in the arse. So, gonna just maybe, how big are we gonna make this one? Gonna leave it at that. But yeah, you know, we just have to fucking use technology for good, not evil. Same goes for automation as well. Like, automation is good for jobs that are too dangerous or basically too humiliating for humans, like counting bolts. But basically, when you're talking about replacing people, like people who basically, like supermarket operators, checkout assistants, they'd rather be working than not working. And basically I like to talk to the supermarket and the department store people. I don't like just using a self-checkout, so I'm boycotting self-checkouts because I see that people are unnecessarily being automated out of the chain. And you know, we need people to be working, doing face-to-face serving. You know, I don't like being served by a fucking machine and not having someone to say, how's your day, and all that sort of shit. And so yeah, that's just a couple of examples here. And one day photocopiers will become artificially intelligent, because operating a photocopier could be considered a job that's a little bit too menial. But basically that's one of the areas I want to work in, is when I become CEO of a future photocopier company. Well, we're going to hire proper workers to work on the floor. We're not going to automate any of the jobs except the ones that are considered dangerous, as I was saying before. But we're only going to automate the dangerous or the most menialist of tasks, but I even think that maybe even the menial tasks will still be done by people. But we just rotate the people through the factory. We rotate the staff to the different stations of manufacturing. So we're going to not replace people with robots except for what is considered dangerous. So, but anyway, I think that looks really quite nice. I think now we can call this demo quits.